What are reviewers supposed to do when they get your manuscript? You're going to find out right now. Hey everybody, I'm Leigh from teachingacademia.com, and I'm all about giving you the tools you need to navigate academia and make your best impact. Today we're taking a look at what are reviewers supposed to do with your manuscript. What should you reasonably expect? What's good behavior and what's bad behavior, right? So at this point, a reviewer has received a request to review your manuscript. They got the title, they got the abstract, and they got the deadline, okay? And this could vary by field. What I have found in the last several years is that I'm given 2 weeks from when I say yes to when the editors want my review back. All right. So I have a very clear and firm deadline. All reviewers have a very clear and firm deadline. So they've read your abstract and title. They've decided that, hey, yes, this looks like something that I can review. And yes, I can meet this deadline. And they've clicked accept. And now they have your full article. Okay. So as a reviewer, it is your responsibility to read that article in its entirety and see how well written it is, make sure that the research is aligned with the research question, that it's rigorous, that it's reliable, that it's valid, that there are no serious issues with the research methods themselves, and that the findings contribute substantive knowledge to the field. All right, that's my job as a reviewer, right? What's the problem that you're studying? How well do you communicate this? How important is it? What's your research question? How well do your methods get at your research question? And what are your findings? Okay, and are your findings clearly articulated? Are they supported by data? Is it very clear to me how you developed and analyzed your data so that you got, to get to your findings? These are all things that reviewers are looking for. Now, when you think about your methods section, sometimes, right, because you have all these articles have word limits, so there will be cases where you're trying to decide what's important to put in and what's important to leave out. As a reviewer, okay, we can tell if most likely you have additional information to include in your methods section that you didn't include, that some follow-up questions and some revisions should be able to address. We can typically tell the difference between, hey, I think you just need to give me more information about this, and I'm willing to look at it in a revision, versus this research doesn't look like it was well done at all, right? A good reviewer can tell the difference. And in some cases, as a reviewer, I haven't always been able to tell the difference. So if that's the case, then I raise that question to the editor, right? Like, I think a revision will handle my questions about methods, but I'm not sure, okay? And I let the editor know I'm on the fence about, should this be revised and resubmitted, or should it be rejected, okay? So I just communicate that to the editors. But those are the kinds of things that we are looking for. You want to make sure it's well written. You want to make sure that everything that follows that research question, your methods, your findings, etc., aligns with it. So I will tell you, as a reviewer, when I get your piece, I skim the opening to make sure that I understand the issue. I print off your research question and have it in front of me. I then go through your methods with a fine-tooth comb. And if your methods are really shoddy, then I don't spend a lot of time on the rest of the piece. There's no reason to. I can reject it right there. If the methods look pretty good, then I go on to findings. If your findings aren't answering your research question, or if they're really poorly done, then I have to make a decision about, is it a reject, or, right, is it that you're going to have to redo your whole findings section, okay? If the methods and the findings are looking pretty decent, then I will give everything a really thorough look. Different reviewers will have different ways that they approach things. I personally will not spend a lot of time on a manuscript until I know that the methods are pretty sound and that the data has been thoroughly analyzed, that I trust that data, that I trust that analysis process, and that the findings clearly align with the research question. So those are things that reviewers do, and then we're supposed to write up our recommendations. Usually we break it down by section, so we give some feedback on the introduction, we give feedback specifically on methods, on findings, on the discussion or conclusion, and talk about each of those. Some editors have specific questions they ask reviewers to answer. We answer whatever questions the editors give us, And ideally, we are providing you with information that is constructive, that if you take this information and you consider it, ideally, if you used it, although we do recognize that, when you're sitting amongst 3 or 4 other reviewers, not everything that I say or any reviewer says is going to make it into a revision, okay? But in general, the spirit with which that review is written is that, hey, if you take this into consideration and apply it, it should make your article better, all right? We're not here to be snarky. Some people are snarky. We're not here to be mean. Some people are mean. And there is a difference between a mean comment and somebody saying, you lack information about XYZ in your methods, right? That's not mean, okay? If I tell you that I don't understand your coding process and I don't know if your data is valid and reliable, that's not a personal attack. That's not mean. That's me telling you what you need to fix in your article so that the article is better. Okay. Mean is when somebody tells you that you're a bad researcher or a bad writer or things of that nature, right? Mean is not pointing out the limitations in the piece itself. So ideally, you've got reviewers that have thoroughly read your piece, have written commentary that is going back to the editors about how to make your piece better, and that editors can use to inform their decision about your manuscript. In a perfect world, that's how it works. If you like this video and you want more, click right here, and I'm going to see you over in the next one.